What up? Welcome in, and thank you for joining us on the very first edition of the Daily Desert Podcast. I'm your host, Benjamin Garcia, and alongside me is my co-host, Frank Masano. Frank, go ahead and say something to the field, man. Know your life.
Hello, everybody. I'm Frank. I am the co-host of the podcast, like Ben said.
And that's Frank. Before we get started, let me just tell you a little bit about us. Basically, what happened is we did do a podcast before. It didn't come out exactly as we wanted. Some of you might have heard it. Some of you might have not have. That's just the way life goes. So we're just gonna kind of act like this is actually our first podcast, and we'll treat that other one sort of like a dress rehearsal. Audio is coming out differently. We're sorry for that. But anyways, I'm gonna introduce myself again. That turns things over to me. My name is Benjamin Garcia. I'm an aspiring sports journalist, and I'm not just on a journey to be just a good sports journalist, but the best there ever was. And what that looks like for me is just someone that is looked upon on and sees and gives a crap about what someone has to say. And that's just basically where I'm at. I want to try to become the best. I'm currently enrolled at Arizona State University. I'm really excited for this journey with this podcast and where it's going to take us and just where we can go with it. And, you know, we're going to learn with you guys, and you guys are going to, we'd love to hear the feedback that you guys want to give to us. And yeah, we're just always grateful for our listeners. And Frank, if you want to say anything else, we can get rolling. We can get the ball rolling.
No, let's get it. Let's get into it.
All right. Well, then let's start off with this.
All right.
This is something that's been bothering me for a long time. And I'm a big baseball fan. I don't see why it gets the flack that it does, besides for this reason right here. Yes, I get, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, but here's something that really irks me and I don't think works. I think I have a lot of evidence for what doesn't work in the MLB. Let me give you example one. With the exception to Mookie Betts recently, name me a mega deal that has worked in the past 25 years.
Oh, I thought you were going to say,
besides Mookie Betts last year, give me a mega deal that you believe has worked in the past 25 to 35 years, or from the invention of the mega deal.
I mean, probably nothing really. The only one I guess I could look at is, I guess you're covering 20 years, A-Rod's.
Yeah, okay. So I was
just because he got him a World Series.
Yeah,
but
he did get them a World Series, but that's also the Yankees as well. If any other team had done it, would they have won a World Series? But that's fine. That may be it. Exactly. Well, we only give you. So basically, Francisco Lindor just got 10 years, $341 million.
Yeah.
It might be the only mega deal that I don't exactly hate, because I think shortstop is a really important position. I think Francisco Lindor is a top 10, top 5 player in this league. However, this is what I'll say. Albert Pujols signed a 10-year, $240 million contract. Frank, how many World Series and or playoff appearances does that have? 0 World Series, and I believe 0 playoff appearances. Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe something I missed in there.
Yeah.
Anthony Rendon, 7 years, $245 million.
I was just looking at Rendon.
How did they do last year? Did they make playoffs?
No.
Oh, they missed playoffs again. That's with Anthony Rendon, Mike Trout, both on the roster.
I got to interject here and say I like Trout's.
I wouldn't have paid Trout 12 years, $426 million unless I was the Yankees or the Dodgers, or I was a team that can't afford it.
All right. I mean, I get that, but they wanted to lock him up. Can he get traded, or is there no trade clause?
No. I believe that there is a no trade clause in there, but I believe any of them can be waived. I believe all of these don't have no trade clause, but any of them can be waived to teams that they want to go to. Okay. Just like with Giancarlo Stanton. We'll just do that next point. Giancarlo Stanton, 13 years, $325 million. You're a Yankee fan. Is he? Yes, you don't really.
No, not right now. Not right now. As of what I've seen since he joined the team in 2018.
And you don't even really deal with the repercussions that a Diamondback fan would do when the Diamondbacks signed Zach Greinke to a 10-year, $210 million deal.
Yeah. That
crippled us for years.
How long was he with the D-backs?
I believe he
6?
signed here in 2011. I'd have to look at it.
Okay.
It was like 5 or 6 years. Okay. He was, you know what's funny? He was a great ace for us. Still wasn't worth the money. We made one playoff appearance with him.
I was at that game.
He was terrible. He was not good in that.
You talking when Archie Bradley hit the triple?
Yeah. One of the greatest.
I was there with my friend Ethan.
One of the greatest postseason games of all time. Let me give you another one. Alex Rodriguez, 10 years, $275 million, and that was from 2008 to 2017. He got another one. He got another one that I don't have on here, but he did. He got one from the Rangers, and then he got one from the Yankees.
He did. I got the Rangers one here.
He got. Oh, tell me what that one was.
10 years, $252.
How many World Series did they win?
0.
0, and then with the Yankees.
I mean, still, if you're looking at the 2 contracts he signed, they were for. I just lost track.
The Yankees, with the Yankees, they signed him to one of those mega deals, and I believe 2008, and they won one title.
But look,
Then
if you look at the 2 contracts he signed, I know they didn't all play out, but it would have been 20 years, $527 million. A Rangers
Wow.
contract and a Yankees contract.
One World Series.
Yeah, definitely
And
not worth it.
So, Steven Strasburg, 7 years, $245 million. They did not win a World Series when he signed that contract. They won that World Series in 2019. So,
Are you sure?
Yep.
I thought they re-signed him after the World Series.
Yeah, after the World Series. He was not on that contract when they won the World Series.
Well, yeah, I know, but they gave it to him after they won.
That doesn't count as winning a World Series on that
the
contract.
Okay.
Bryce Harper signed a 13-year, $330 million.
Can we go back to Strasburg? Because I actually don't think that's terrible. He'll be 39 by the time that contract's done.
That's fine.
You probably get
But it
the last 2 years aren't really great.
That's fine.
I think he'll be all right.
But it hasn't related to World Series, and I'm
Okay.
just trying to give people the formula for a World Series. Robinson Cano, 10 years, $240 million. How many World Series? He just got
Whose contract was that with?
Robinson Cano with the Mariners, and then he just now got traded to the Mets. Now he's on the Mets now.
He's still in the Mets?
He just got traded to the Mets from the Mariners this past year. if
But
I'm not
he played
mistaken.
with him last year.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I think he
Okay.
got suspended.
Again for PEDs probably.
Yeah. He didn't do it when he was on the Yankees though.
And 2009. When was the 2011 home run derby champ? 2009.
Something like that.
Something right there. It was in Arizona. Bryce Harper, 13-year, $330 million contract. They won the World Series the second they got rid of him.
I know.
And he was supposed to be their best player, which it wasn't. It was Rendon. This is what I'm saying. There is a formula to win World Series, and with the exception of all these, you have all these players.
Mm-hmm.
You have Alex Rodriguez, who won one, and Mookie Betts, who's won one.
Mookie Betts is crazy. Mookie Betts has won 2, but he's won 1 on the big deal.
What do both those teams have in common? One with the Yankees, one with the Dodgers. 2 teams that if they spend $1 billion,
Red Sox. Who's with the Red Sox?
Not when he won the World Series. Betts wasn't on that deal when he won the World
Oh,
Series.
I thought you were saying how many World Series.
No,
has
he
Betts won.
has 2.
Oh, you're saying who's been under contract with those? Never mind. I know what you're saying.
So you have two guys,
Mm-hmm.
Mookie Betts and Alex Rodriguez, who won World Series on these contracts.
Big market.
Huge. The 2 biggest markets in the MLB.
Right.
Only ones that have won World Series.
What about the Cubs? Cubs didn't have anyone when they won, right? They were all young. That was Chris Bryant. That was Baez. That was Rizzo.
That was when Chris Bryant and Rizzo were actually playing well too.
Yeah.
And Baez, I believe, is on a big deal, but not one as big as this.
No.
But
He will be getting one soon.
that is what I'm saying. The mega deal, and it looks like it's kind of coming to an end. And
No.
it's very
No, mega deals are only going to continue. But if I was the MLB, I'd rather do what the NFL does and just chalk up a crap ton of money and just do like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that.
Like
too.
I forget, the Yankees did 7 years, $90 million for LeMahieu. Not mega. Great deal.
Not even at all. No,
Great deal.
For LeMahieu should have got more, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Another guy, Manny Machado, $300 million deal. I don't know why it's not on here. I definitely looked at that. I believe it's a $300 million deal.
Yeah.
For 10 years, $30 million a year. Again, zero playoff appearances.
No, you know what?
You know what?
The Machado one, you're gonna say it too prematurely because they're gonna be very
Well,
good.
I'm saying it now. So let's just go through this really quickly. Albert Pujols, 0 titles. Anthony Rendon, 0 on this. Bryce Harper got better when he left, 0. Mike Trout, 0. Best player of all time, in my opinion, 0.
I think you need to put asterisks next to Trout and Betts, and then hold your horses on Machado. Yeah.
I think the mega deal is absolutely the dumbest thing you can do in the MLB. And I'm a Diamondbacks fanatic.
Well,
and
the Diamondbacks have no money.
That's another thing, too. There's only 2 teams right now that have won it on this list, Yankees and Dodgers, who if they sign guys to these deals, they could still sign whoever they want. Anyways, that is my rant on the mega deal, and I believe that it is not – teams will evolve, and it'll be done.
And Frank slightly disagrees, but doesn't completely oppose it.
Well,
Next topic.
Let's shift gears to this. This was something that when you and I were chopping up topics for the show for this coming week, this is one that I can't believe it went under my radar, and you had brought it up. Week 17 in the NFL. Give me your thoughts on it.
I don't like it at all. I think it's just simply a money ploy for the owners, and I don't like it at all. I think I don't really know what it does. Those guys are putting their bodies through the ringer for 16 weeks, and now you're going to extend it? I don't love it.
Do you know what percentage of the NFL is undrafted players off the top of your head?
No,
I could tell you.
I don't.
50% of the league is undrafted players. So that's guys that, like,
Yeah, I mean, you just don't get drafted.
a guy that I know fairly well, Tony Jefferson. He would be screwed by this because here's why.
By 17. Why?
Here's why. They did this because they're done with preseason games. That's what they're telling you. So what they're going to do is they're going to cut these preseason games in half because these players don't want to play in them. These starters aren't going to play in them.
Okay.
So these guys that are trying to make the roster, these undrafted guys, they're either going to get because all they're going to do. Come on, you really think they're done at 17 games? No, they're going to go to 18. They're going to go to 19, and pretty soon the preseason will be eliminated. They're probably going to cut the preseason to 2 games at some point, probably next year.
You can't go. You can't go to 19. You got to. All right, if they want to go to 18,
they're probably going to.
But
go
you
to
have
18.
to stop the preseason then.
Exactly, and that is what's going to kill these guys that are undrafted players that are trying to make the team that can't show a spotlight because maybe they're not as good on in training camp in drills, but there are some guys when the game is on the line that they just flare. They just flare. No one thought Deshaun Watson was better than Patrick Mahomes, or I'm sorry, was better than Mr. Trubisky because he played at Clemson.
I did.
Oh yeah, I did too.
I didn't like. I thought Deshaun was QB1.
I did too. I still believe that, but it's that same mentality of, people see this guy and he may not flash on tape, but he is a game time baller. But not even with him. Guys like I said, Tony Jefferson, who need these preseason games to show out, who are ballers, who may not show up. So that's going to hurt them. It's going to cause a rift between the NFL players and the NFL owners majorly because the NFL owners look greedy. They look like they want more money.
They are.
Oh, I mean, I would have to agree with you. I can't name you a lot of billionaires that aren't greedy. It's going to cause a rift between them and the players because it's going to make it look like these players that are already playing half concussed when they play on Sunday night. There's some teams that play on Sunday night football that play on Thursday night football. These guys are half concussed with 3 games to get prepared, and they're already making them play these games. And now they're saying, we want another game out of you.
What did they start doing? Was it Wednesday night or something?
No, it's Thursday night. It's just Thursday night football. I hadn't seen anything that they're going to come out with something else. I
thought they were
really
doing
hope.
something. I don't like Thursday night football. Yes, it's fun, but it's the guys need it. They don't. Fans can wait. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I think
Sunday.
Thursday night football is the worst. I think it's a
Yeah.
whole time money.
Yeah.
Well, because everyone has their own thing, and of course the NFL has to be better than everyone. I love the NFL, but let's call it what it is. They're very, very greedy with some things. Saturday is college football.
Yes.
Friday night is high school football. Sunday's NFL football.
Sunday, I'll give you Monday night. Monday night's great.
No, oh, yeah, you know what?
Can't take Sunday.
You're right.
Monday is NFL.
Monday is NFL.
Leave Thursday alone.
Thursday just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But again, getting off topic from when we're talking about the Week 17 game, I don't like it.
Neither
I think
do I.
it caused a horrible rift between players and owners. Guys like Mike Pouncey, Richard Sherman, just guys that I've talked to have told me that it's a terrible idea. Who cares if you really...
You talked to Pouncey?
No, I haven't talked to Pouncey. I'm saying there's videos I've seen, like guys that I have talked to. Pouncey, Richard Sherman came out and said he hated it. And then you have just players in general that it's going to cause basically a rift between them.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is this could ultimately snowball to the next CBA agreement.
Hold out.
Exactly, because they're going to want an 18th game. It's the old, you give them an inch, they take a mile.
Right.
The NFL owners saw that these young guys, because the average lifespan in the NFL is 3 years.
Yep.
These guys that are making top tier money did not vote for this Week 17 game. All the youngins that are trying to make their bread before they get out of the league, decided that it'd be a good idea to vote this in to make some more money because they're not making that much more. How much more are they making a game check? I'm just gonna throw it out there: 100,000, 200,000, $1 million for the best guy a game. These guys don't think it's not that important to them to make that extra $1 million for the top tier guys who are already making millions.
Yeah,
and millions of
they
dollars.
don't care.
No, they don't care about the extra. And not only that,
that's why they oppose it.
more of something as well. More of something doesn't make something better. And now we have Thursday night, Sunday night, Sunday, Monday night. You're oversaturating the market to where I used to think that this would be a good idea, but now you're adding another game. And the reason why I don't watch every Suns game and every Diamondbacks game is because I know there's going to be one on tomorrow night. I've never missed a Cardinal game in years because they're only on once a week.
Yeah.
And by doing that, you're oversaturating the market. But of course, owners don't care. They just want more money.
Right.
But that's where I believe that this is heading. just rift between players. Also, more injuries. This is something
That's the first thing I thought about is how many more injuries you're going to get.
my
You're just going to
goodness.
ruin the playoffs.
Oh my. Okay, and it's not even like it's a lollipop game. The Cardinals are going to play the Browns. We're going to like
Giants play the Dolphins. Dolphins are going to be
they're a good
legit.
team. Yeah, and Giants and Dolphins are both possible playoff teams. These guys are going to be going hard at each other week 17.
Yep.
Giants are a playoff hopeful just because of the NFC East.
Yeah.
And again, the Dolphins are because they can make the wild card.
Mhm.
The Cardinals, yeah, I call it what you want. Some people would say they're a playoff team. I don't know if they are. Browns most certainly are. They're going to be going hard.
Mhm.
So you're going to have more injuries. And not only that, if you get rid of the preseason, how many injuries did we see week 1 and 2 and 3 because these guys didn't have training camp, offseason,
The
preseason?
entire San Francisco 49ers team, I think, fell apart within the first 3 weeks.
And
Remember they played the Jets and they just destroyed all of their ACLs?
They made the NFL check out the turf at
MetLife.
MetLife.
Yep.
Because they thought they were like being being sabotaged or something. So now you have more injuries. And that is going to cause players more money because let's be honest, if Kyler Murray tears an ACL, God forbid that ever happen, are the Cardinals is that going to drive the Cardinals price up on him when he wants a new contract, or is it going to come down?
Yeah.
So it hurts it is only against the players for something like this.
Yes. I don't see any positives.
I don't. Well, for the.
There's no positives for the players.
For Sunday Ticket, there's a big positive, and with NFL Red Zone for the NFL. But yeah, all right. I guess I wish we disagreed more, but maybe next time. Anyways,
terrible.
Anyways, going on to the next thing. NFL. Frank just smacked his microphone after I told him aggressively not to. Newest thing coming up this week, or I guess in the next month, we are officially in NFL draft month, baby. Frank, how do you feel?
Probably one of the most exciting times of the year, I have to be honest.
The reason why I love the NFL draft is because every team thinks they have a shot at the title after day one.
Yeah.
Everyone. The Cardinals getting Isaiah Simmons doesn't add a single point in Vegas for any games, but you believe me,
he didn't do anything.
He was a little bit better towards the end of the year, but it's more something where like, because I think we got them, because when the Cardinals got him, I was like, oh, Super Bowl bound. Everyone thinks that they're a Super Bowl bound team after the NFL draft. So Frank and I, for the next couple weeks, I believe until the NFL draft, maybe next week we'll do wide receivers and defensive tackles, defensive ends, defensive backs, and running backs. We'll probably do that in the next couple weeks because you don't want us to rank offensive linemen because we're not gonna. Sorry, offensive linemen.
I love linemen.
Maybe
we'll do a quick little segment.
Okay, well, I'm not grading kickers and punters. You can do that part all by yourself on the Frank podcast.
Yeah, I'm good.
But anyways, we had Frank and I both early in the week. We still don't know who our top fives are. Frank, we're gonna do top 5 cornerbacks and top 5 cornerbacks. That's
I thought you just said corner twice. QBs and CBs. Put it that way.
That is way easier. All right, Frank, we're gonna go quarterbacks first.
We got to go one at a time. I'm not going to do 5 in a row. We'll each reveal it at once.
I didn't realize you ran the show.
It just makes more sense. You're going to list off 5. I'm going to list off 5.
I understand. All right. Well, I think we're probably going to even really talk about 4 of them because I'm pretty sure, unless you have someone else's number 1, and if you do have someone else different at number 1 than I do, probably going to fire you from the show.
Mac Jones.
Okay.
Heisman Trophy contender.
The second coming of Tom Brady.
Watch out.
See his little belly?
Yeah.
Little belly? I mean, he's definitely got less body fat than I do, but I'm also not an NFL quarterback. Anyways, Frank, who's your number 1?
Trevor Lawrence.
Quarterback,
Clemson.
Do we really need to explain why Trevor Lawrence is number 1?
No, best prospect since Peyton Manning when he beat Alabama his freshman year in the championship. I was like, what?
And lit him up.
Did he win another one?
No, he didn't. The best
he didn't since freshman year?
No. He won the freshman year one, and sophomore year he went up against I believe it was Alabama again.
Can't remember.
It was Alabama again, and then he lost to Ohio State in the semifinals this year because he's only a junior. So yeah. So let's talk about really quickly. This is one thing I want to talk about. Everyone has that breakout game for Trevor Lawrence that was just like, wow. Yours was the national championship. Mine was last year. When I believe Ohio State had Clemson down 17-0, 17-3.
Oh, I remember that.
He put the team on his back, and he showed a part of his game that I didn't know he had. He can move. A guy that's like
Yeah.
6'5", 245 pounds. I'm sure he's not. That's like linebacker size, and that's
He's
like,
not. He's not.
He's not 245. That's like Cam Newton size.
He's probably like 220.
He's about 220, 215, somewhere around there. Anyways, a guy that I didn't know was that mobile. He's kind of fast too, and that's a facet of the game that is changing to where you got to be mobile. So now he has that, which hot take, he is the best quarterback prospect since Peyton Manning. Not Andrew Luck, not John Elway, Peyton Manning.
The only reason I said that is just because I saw some draft experts say that, or some scout. I was like, wow. And then I looked into it, and when you look at the grades and stuff, he kind of is.
Give me your number 2.
Justin Fields.
Okay.
Ohio State.
This is where we would disagree. Why is Justin Fields your number 2?
I just think he's legit. I don't understand the hype of Zach Wilson at all. I don't.
Have you seen his arm?
I did. I watched his pro day. Great.
Pro days. Okay.
I'm just saying. Well, I've seen his arm. I watched his pro day. I did my homework.
Pro days.
I know he's more accurate than Fields. I just think Fields is a game changer where Wilson's not, and the Jets should not take Wilson at 2.
Well, the Jets shouldn't do a lot of things, but they'll do whatever. I actually think the Jets slap a good idea on the board and go, how do we do the opposite of this? Yeah, I think you're wrong. I think, oh my gosh, the guy that who was his
Zach
name?
Wilson?
No, not Zach
Justin
Wilson.
Fields?
Justin Fields. I don't know why his name escapes me. I have it right here. The reason why I don't like Fields, number 2, and I'm not sure I like him, number 3,
jeez,
is because I haven't seen enough of Fields for me to say, wow, this guy. And also, he plays at Ohio State. It's not the same thing with Trevor.
Zach Wilson plays at BYU.
No. That you're taking it. No, I believe at Ohio State, he has the best defense, the best pass rushers, the best running back, the best wide receiver, one of the better tight ends.
Defense and pass rusher have nothing to do with the offense.
Yeah, he's never pinned back in the 5 to start a drive.
Okay, maybe, but I don't like that.
Who do you think's got better wide receivers, BYU or Ohio State?
Ohio State.
Okay, well, this is what I mean. And he's had. Did he ever have Urban Meyer? Or was it always Ryan Day?
Ryan Day.
Okay, well, Ryan Day is a phenomenal coach. I don't care what anyone says.
Trevor Lawrence can have Urban Meyer.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is he's had everything pretty much gift wrapped to him and given to him, and no hate. He earned that scholarship at Ohio State on his own. However, can you name the last powerhouse school whose name isn't Deshaun Watson? Give me a player in the NFL, a quarterback that is elite, that played at a Power 5, and is one. Because Patrick Mahomes didn't.
Yes, he did.
Patrick Mahomes played at Texas Tech.
Okay, it's a Big 12.
Yeah, it is a Power 5. No,
Sam Darnold, I think, is elite. He played in the Pac-12. That's a Power 5.
No, that's not what I mean.
You're not winning this one.
No, I mean like.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Last year.
Okay.
Who are all the quarterbacks that made the NFL? And I don't mean to say Power 5. I mean football powers. Sorry, because you have Aaron Rodgers, Cal. Right. You have.
What do you mean? I'm losing you here. What do you mean football powers?
Okay, football powers. Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. These guys.
Okay, I'll give you one. LSU, Joe Burrow.
He didn't make the playoffs last year.
What got hurt?
I'm talking about
Oh, you mean who went to the playoffs in the NFL?
Name the quarterbacks last year that went to the playoffs last year. Name what college they went to. Josh Allen.
God.
Josh Allen, Wyoming.
Okay,
Aaron
Josh,
Rodgers,
right.
University of Cal, and he went to community college first. Tom Brady, University of Michigan, hasn't been good in forever. That's not a football power, regardless. Whatever you want to say. Who else we got there?
Ryan Tannehill, Texas A&M wide receiver.
Did Ryan Tannehill? You're right on.
Yeah.
Do you think Ryan Tannehill makes a difference to the Titans? Or do you think it's Derrick Henry?
Oh, I mean, it's Derrick Henry, but I think Tannehill definitely.
My point is these guys that come from these schools where everything is handed to them, a good offense and a solid game plan with a good coach, they don't necessarily pan out like you think. And that's why I have Zach Wilson, who had worse wide receivers, worse running backs, and was just electric on the field with what he does and his ability to create plays, especially inside the pocket. The only thing that I was concerned about with him is his footwork and his ability to stay inside the pocket.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Although he's probably running for his life all the time. He don't got O lineman like Justin Fields has. That's the reason why I would put him number 2. And then for the exact reason why I would put Wilson and not
Fields.
Wilson. Fields.
Okay, I have Wilson at 3, so we have.
Okay, we understand why.
Not bad.
Number 4.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, I would agree with you.
I really like Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance is very underrated.
Being number 4 on my list isn't very good because normally only about 2 quarterbacks work. I would say, basically statistically, I would say only 2 quarterbacks.
I like Lance though. I contemplating putting Lance at 3.
This is Trey Lance was first year starting. He was his first year as a starter.
No.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, look it up.
I'll
I'll let you look it up. It was his
Alright.
first year as a starter, and he only averaged 18 passes a game at North Dakota State University.
You
Yeah,
said
he's-
18 passes?
18 passes a game from what I saw. If that's wrong, I don't believe it is, but, you know, not always the smartest guy. Very small sample size with Trey Lance, and people expect him to come out and be the to be this fantastic quarterback. First off, they already don't have a very good track record with Carson Wentz, who isn't very good. I believe it all depends, like with Lamar Jackson, where Trey Lance goes. Lamar Jackson went to the Ravens, he succeeds. Trey Lance goes to the San Francisco 49ers, whom I despise, with Kyle Shanahan. I believe that's a recipe for perfection, because you could sit Jimmy Garoppolo for a year, and you could put Trey Lance in.
Question real
in a year.
quick. Did Trey Lance get hurt this year?
No, Trey Lance played this year. Trey Lance definitely played this year.
I have him in 2019, his sophomore year.
Oh, because they're playing. I believe they're. He might sit out. He might have either sat out this year. Wow, we sound really dumb.
Whatever. I mean, that's fine.
No, we've seen enough, anyways. I mean, and I don't need to see a pro day for anyone to tell me that Trey Lance is good. 5, Mac Jones. He's gonna be terrible. Do we really have to elaborate?
No.
Best wide receivers, best running back, best offensive line. Never faced any adversity. Mac Jones, 1-year starter, couldn't beat out anyone else. Couldn't beat out Tua Tagovailoa. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's
know what I
fair.
mean?
Yeah, I don't think
Tua-
there's much of a discussion with
Yeah,
Jones.
Mac Jones. Sorry, you're not very good at football.
Corners.
Yeah, I was about to say Mac Jones. Sorry, you're not very good at football. I hope he never hears this, because you are. Anyways, best cornerbacks. This is where I believe where you and I are going to differ dramatically.
All right.
What do you got?
No, I started last time. You start this time.
Caleb Farley, best cornerback in the draft.
Gosh.
Caleb Farley,
Oh
best
my
cornerback in the
gosh.
draft. Virginia Tech. Caleb Farley.
I have him at
Virginia.
5.
That is.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness! I was gonna say, yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, Caleb Farley. This is what I like about him. His ability to process, his ability to have natural ball skills that is needed to thrive in both zone and man
Mm-hmm.
in the next level. The only thing that is my biggest concern with Caleb Farley, who is asked to be on a not a fantastic, not one of the best defenses in the league at freaking Virginia Tech, where he was asked to shadow the best guy on the other team every week and did it week in and week out. The biggest concern for me is his injuries. If he can stay healthy, which again is a huge if, he's the best cornerback in the draft.
That's probably why I have Farley at 3.
Okay, we'll get to top 3 in a second, because I have something I want to say about that. But continue.
So I have Patrick Surtain at 1.
I would not fight you on that.
Yeah, I think he is. I mean, he's 6'2".
Yep.
I just love big corners.
I think Patrick Surtain is comp, and I hate when people do this. Oh, Patrick Surtain's comp.
I know
Do
who
you
you're gonna say.
I think it's Jalen Ramsey.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I think it's Jalen Ramsey.
I don't know why you don't have him at 1.
Because I think Caleb Farley's a better version.
You think you? So what's your comp for Caleb Farley? If you have Patrick Surtain as Jalen Ramsey, Jalen Ramsey's arguably the best corner in the NFL.
Jalen Ramsey is a fantastic man corner.
Time out. Who's your number 1 corner in the NFL right now? Give me
Right. I'd have to think about it for a second, but it's not Jalen. Oh, Jair Alexander, or it's probably either Jair Alexander
or Jalen Ramsey.
and there's another guy whose name is slipping.
That's
me right
fine.
now.
Continue what you're saying.
Oh, Marlon Humphrey. He's fantastic.
He's good. He's not 1.
Marlon Humphrey's in the top 3, but any one of those. But okay, Patrick Surtain. The reason why I don't have Patrick Surtain 1, and you'll see where I have him in a little bit, is the same reason that I have with all Alabama and all these players that come from big schools. Is he's got the best free safeties, he's got the best defensive coordinator, he's got the best pass rushers.
I get it.
So he had a little bit, but I think Patrick Surtain is going to be fantastic at the next level, and I think this is one of the best drafts, top to bottom, everywhere.
Yeah.
Number 2,
J.C. Horn.
J.C. Horn,
South Carolina.
Yeah, no, that's.
Not
I thought
everything?
I had him at 2. I don't. Continue.
Well, J.C. Horn, lowest completion percentage in Power 5 schools.
Freak athlete.
Was not afraid to come up and lay a hit. Pretty good ball skills. I mean, wouldn't say he's the best, but he plays the ball very well. I mean, when I was watching, you watch his highlights and you watch some of his pro day and stuff just to figure out who he is. And I was like, okay, I had him 1, and then I started watching other guys. I was like, all right, Patrick Surtain's legit, and then I put Caleb Farley afterwards. I also didn't like how Caleb Farley opted out. I wasn't a fan of that, how he didn't play this past year.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well, I mean, then that means you're going to hate Jamar Chase too, right?
no.
Okay, well then there you go.
All right, that's all right.
Why would you get mad at a
that's
guy
good.
why would you get mad at a guy for taking a year off who wants to
good
get
point.
healthy? Stupid. Yeah,
That's a
you're
good
not
point.
very smart at what you talk
That's
about.
a good point.
Number 2, I have Patrick Surtain.
Okay.
And then number 3, I would have JC Horn. And let me lump these guys all in really quickly because we're kind of running out of time here. Caleb Farley, Patrick Surtain, JC Horn. I'm a big Cardinal fan, obviously. People, like I've said before, we need a cornerback. I want the Cardinals. If the Cardinals get Caleb Farley, Patrick Surtain, JC Horn, the distance between them are inches,
Yes. Okay.
not miles.
I'm glad you said
They are
that.
all so, like, if the Cardinals get Patrick Surtain,
Doesn't matter.
and if Patrick Surtain's better than Caleb Farley, I wouldn't be shocked. If Caleb Farley's better than Patrick Surtain, if JC Horn's the best. But the reason why I like JC Horn so much is because he has the potential to be a top-tier corner
Yeah.
because he's not afraid to make a tackle,
Mhm.
like guys like Patrick Peterson were later in his career. A physical play style, come
Yep.
up and knock someone out. Here's one thing I don't think he's going to get early in his career is he's really grabby with receivers on
Who's this?
on routes. JC Horn.
I know. It's a
He's
little bit.
really grabby, and if he gets past this hurdle, he can be dominant man to man though.
Mhm.
Anyways, number 4. You got number 4.
I had Asante Samuel Jr.
I don't. I have Greg Newsome
Okay.
because the Northwestern defense was freaking stellar last year, and I think he was a huge reason for it. I really like him a lot.
So you have, I assume you have Asante at 5.
I have Asante.
Okay, so
Samuel at 5.
we're slightly just missing up.
But okay, and let's talk a little bit really quickly about this before we have to go. The reason why I love this draft is because this is the best draft, and I can't wait for next week to get into wide receivers and let's say safeties, whatever. Well, maybe we'll do something else next week.
Okay.
But I can't wait to get into this because people are going to see as we get closer to draft time how just fantastic. This is one of the best drafts in the past 15, 20 years.
Wow.
It's so deep. The only thing that's not great about it is its pass rushers. And it's
That was gonna be my only thing to
That
say.
is the only thing. But
Yeah.
corners, safeties, running backs, quarterback, we have that we don't.
Running backs aren't crazy.
Okay, they are. We can talk about that later. The running backs are really good. Travis Etienne's the best running back in the draft. That's your sneak peek in a couple weeks. No, we don't want to hear you talk. Don't open up
Not
your mouth.
Najee.
Don't open up your mouth. We don't want to
What
hear
do
you talk. This is my show. You're a guest.
Yeah.
But I think this is one of the greatest drafts in years to come, and it's going to be really fun because it's not just going to be day 1 and day 2 guys that are really fun, but day 3 is going to be a lot of fun this year.
Yeah,
because
that's a good point.
because of how great it is. Anyways,
Yeah.
Frank, what else? You have anything to say to close this out before I get us out of here? Look, the music's playing right now.
Anything to say to close out of here? Not much.
Okay, stop talking. Thank you so much, guys, for
Yeah.
joining us. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope that we get everything fixed like before. We appreciate you guys stopping by. And that's Frank. I'm Benjamin, and it's the Daily Desert Podcast.